What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Legends video. My name is D-Free here today. In this, we'll go ahead and do a very quick, it's not going to be very long, but we're going to go ahead nonetheless and do a stream here for you guys and talk about the new units courtesy of the man Renzi with the data mines and all that. So huge shout out to DVZ Space. But again, we are going to talk about the new units for the upcoming update. So of course, hope you guys enjoy. Hit that subscribe if you are new. Also leave a like if you guys are hyped for Gogeta to finally be in Dragon Ball Legends. And of course, presumably Vegito and a few other characters should be very soon after this as well, because we are now in the quote-unquote Buu Saga stuff, and we have been. Of course, next update other than this will be the Gotenks, Majin Buu, Deborah. So it seems like right now we're not getting any of that stuff. That's going to be the next space-time summon, but this one will probably, we'll actually take a look at the image, but nonetheless, this will be a Legends Rising banner. So, of course, we have a lot of stuff coming out. So, anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. I did see that before we got into it, I did get a dono, so Batman Beyond 23, thank you for the dono of $2 saying let's go. Anyways, let's jump in, and we're going to scroll up. So, we have these two. What other colors could they have been? Like, legit, I mean, it fits. Purple Janemba, he's purple, literally. And Gogeta's not red, but it's fine. And especially like if you of course, like a lot of you guys do, have played Dokkan, it's cool because it's like it's STR Gogeta again, and then it Janemba again, right? So way back when. So let's go ahead and jump into the hype with Gogeta. But before I get to this, I want to show you guys this. There's going to be this Android 17 thing that's coming out. They do this all the time where you get the the Z power for these characters, yada yada. But other than that, the Legends Rising banner, Ultimate Fusion Super Gogeta is in Sparking Rarity has arrived. So if we scroll down, limited to 1 time per day, you can get the 20 discount. That's normal. With this summon, you can acquire 1 character. These are normal values. There's no other special value on this. No step up or anything like that on this banner, unfortunately. Other than that, these are the sparkings that are on this. You knew Pikkon was going to be on this. You knew he was going to be. So we have Super Vegeta and we have the Super Saiyan Goku. So that's fine. Other than those. So I like it because it's not a lot of characters, but Legends Rising banners are very hit or miss. So I do wish you guys good luck in your summons otherwise. There are no new extremes, but if you're looking for a specific extreme, I mean, look at this list. It's going to be very hard, and it doesn't appear that the most recent extremes are on this banner either. The King Piccolo, he might be, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time. But other than that, you know, the other 2 or 3, the Frieza Force ones. But anyways, Gogeta. Super Saiyan, Otherworld Warrior tag, Fusion Warrior tag. So he introduces those new tags. Of course, presumably Gotenks and a few other units will also have those types of tags, because that's where the game is going to transition into. Male, Sparking, Melee type. So he's a Melee type character. That's fine. And the good news is he does have the Saiyan and Super Saiyan tags. So we knew he would, but if they wanted to pull a fast one, they could have not gave it to him, so I'm happy about that. So it means that he'll be able to get the support from those teams. The comments are popping up right now, but I can't look at those. I'm just trying to speed through this, and we'll come back at the end, and I'll read some comments and talk to you guys for a bit before we get out of here. Again, not going to be a long stream, though, so it's more or less just trying to get the info out to you guys ASAP. So Key Restore speed is very good. 22K is very good. Other than that, very good critical rates, as you would expect from Gogeta. Strike attack is at 45, very solid number there. Of course, I believe per normal, I think these are pre-soul boost numbers anyway, but nonetheless, very solid output, very nice graph as well. Main ability, I'm going to take you down, draws the Ultimate Arts cards, Judgment, interesting. Next, restores own health by 20%. So this is a very power-crept version of the other characters that draw ultimate specials. This is a very power-crept version because not only does he draw it, he also heals by 20%. That's a heavily power-crept version of those characters. And for context, I want to pull up another character that I know does the same. We'll just pull up Broly because we know he does. It is the same timer counts, right? 25 counts. Yeah, and he's still waiting 25 counts. So there's that. We knew this was going to be a thing. But yeah, they had to make him good in every little way possible, right? And another character here, there's a lot of them, but nonetheless, he's got a power craft version of that. So it adds more to it. So he's good. That's a great ability there, especially because, again, he picks up that extra card. Ultimate Fusion, unique ability. These are his passive skills. Plus 10% to own strike arts damage for 10 timer counts upon landing a strike arts hit. Interesting. He just needs to hit him? Okay. Plus 10% to own blast arts damage for 10 timer counts upon landing a blast arts hit. So his passive triggers, it goes on and on. Now, the interesting thing about this will be if it stacks. I have a nasty feeling this stacks because it's a very short timer count, and it's indicative of him hitting the opponent. If this card, for example, like can get nasty boosts of strike arts, and of course he holds double strike cards, where it's just like strike art, sidestep, whatever you do, right? And you just have reloaded cards, he's gonna do a ton of damage. So it looks like that's their way, and if we'll have to play with the unit when he comes out later after maintenance. But if that's their way of giving him like some sort of like pseudo effectiveness against all types of ability that Gogeta typically has, especially if in relation to like Dokkan or something, you know, that makes sense to me. And of course, it goes for Blast Arts too, but Blast Arts are more expensive naturally. So very interesting, very, very interesting. If that stacks, man, that's gross. Anyways, I'll get my revenge, plus 20% to damage inflicted for each defeated opponent, plus 50% to key recovery when allied character Pycon is defeated. First and foremost, the first part is nutty because he's going to be doing a ton of damage. This unit is going to be able to output a ton of damage. So that first part's not going to be hard to get. Next, it doesn't say he has to defeat the opponent. It just says for each defeated opponent in general. So we'll have to, another thing we'll have to play with. But if another unit defeated that opponent, maybe that still triggers that. Anyways, if Pycon goes down, plus 50% to key recovery, which is disgusting because that's insanely fast key recovery. But of course, you'd have to be using Pycon. So yeah, take it or leave it, I guess. Soul Punisher, which is teachable to Shallot, as you guys would expect. Deals massive explode damage plus a 20% chance to inflict Feint. Feint is so disgusting. Like, I really hate Feint. I love it when I get it, but I hate it when it gets hit on me because your character literally can't do anything until they hit you. So anything with that is good in my book. So that's nice to see. Just Give Up is the extra card. This guy's out here talking pretty tough. I'll get my revenge. Just give up. Counter will activate upon counter. Hello? Counter. Wait, timer counter? Oh, let me read this. Counter will activate upon enemy tap strike attack or strike arts attack while in fighting. It is an actual counter. Wow. So if they try to hit you with a strike arts card, or they do the type attack, the tap attack, where you just tap in the screen and they do the little punches, it'll be in his fighting pose and he'll counter it. Once the counter is activated, your opponent's attribute upgrades and buff effects will be erased. What the hell is this card, bro? Plus 20% to own strike damage as well. That's nutty. And it's cheap. 15 is cheap. A lot of times when cards, this green card is very good, it's up to 30 or things like that. 15 is cheap. We'll be able to counter hits. And then from there, erase your buffs. For example, if he's going up against Gogeta, the first one to get the counters, you know, eliminates the ultimate fusion buff from the passive earlier and things like that. Attribute upgrades and stuff. Like, this is disgusting. This green card's gross. Not to mention, it also buffs his own strike damage. So I wonder, the real thing about this will be like, if you can trigger it right before they hit you, because sometimes there's a frame or two in between where you're getting hit where you'll be able to activate the green card and they'll be rushing in or whatever, and you'll be able to pop that off. So maybe it'll still work in those scenarios. I don't know. It just depends on the trigger ability of this card because it can be really disgusting. Last but not least, the Judgment card that he draws with the main ability has another ability, Key Restored by 50. Why? Why does this restore your key? Why does it restore your key? I was talking about how power crept it is that it heals, but it also, when you actually use the card for 20 cost, mind you, it also heals you, or excuse me, heals your key by 50. And a flat 50 number is, in my opinion, insane. I prefer to have that in some scenarios over the key restore speed up by a percentage. Z ability plus 17% to the fusion tag at level 1. Of course, it goes up. But this is a character that's introducing the fusion tag. He's going to boost strike attack. He's going to get access to that. He's going to get the buffs from the Saiyan class, Super Saiyan class, things like that. So this unit's doing a lot of things. He's going to be a problem. Like, he's going to be really, really good. And I'm excited for the counter because we know Vegito should have some sort of counter, right? So I'm very excited for that as like a thing in this game. The green card is just very, very usable, so I'm excited about that. Anyways, when is this dropping? After the maintenance. So, hashtag Curlin, I see you guys there. The maintenance is over. I'm playing like a whore, getting as much crystals as possible. Oh, man. So, yeah, he's a melee character, holds double strikes, which is disgusting. Double strikes is disgusting. Other than that, he is able to do things like heal his ki by 50 with a 20 cost card. That's insane value. Not to mention it's going to hit pretty hard, of course. Other than that, he has a counter built in. He has a built-in feint on his regular special, which costs the normal 50. He has passives that allow him to seemingly stack strike damage per strike arts hit or blast damage per blast arts hit. He also has a buff to damage inflicted for defeated opponents and plus key recovery when Pycon is defeated on your team. Main ability draws the Judgment card and also heals by 20%. And very solid stat distribution, and also can get the Saiyan and Super Saiyan tag buffs. So he's got a ton going on. So yeah, I'm excited. Oh, snap, regeneration? That's dope. Okay, all right. Regeneration they've been buffing this in every update lately. It went from just being like Cell and like the Green Piccolo, all of a sudden just getting a new unit every week seemingly. So this is dope. I'm using this team right now in PvP. I'm loving it. So that's really cool. Anyways, Transforming Warrior. This is normally Frieza, right? And maybe the Zarbon? Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing really for that right now, but unknown. Okay. All right, let's move on. This guy's a defense type, as you would expect. Seems they got a lot of inspiration from our other mobile game that some people really hate, but that's fine. So, defense-oriented character. Now, when it comes to defense-oriented characters, what you look for with them is the stats that they have, right? 30k defense per is good, but the ability to do other busted things like maybe heal or things of that nature. So we'll see what he can really do, and maybe if he has any sort of offensive viability. Otherwise, very good key restore speed. Higher key restore and crit than Gogeta, by the way, so keep that in mind. Anyways, moving on. Spatial Control draws a special arts card next. So, plus 15 cost to strike arts cost to all enemies. Wow. For 10 timer counts. So I was going to say this first part before I read the second half. Don't get confused with Gogeta's. It's not drawing a separate card. It is, but it's not drawing a completely different special like Gogeta does with Judgment there. It's actually just drawing his regular special, Lightning Shower Rain, which has insane range. This has really good range on this. I really don't cover the range too often because most of them are just dash-in attacks or straightforward attacks like Soul Punisher, but this has a very good range. So keep that in mind. Anyways, he's only drawing that card, which is the normal 50 cost card, so he's not getting the discount. But what he's doing, instead of getting a discounted special, he's costing the opponent 15 cost additionally. So bumping their strike arts cost up to, 30 plus. That's why things like that flat key recovery that Gogeta has is going to be really good. When you have opponents buffing your cost, it's nutty. Nullify attribute downgrades. Nullify his own attribute downgrade for 10 timer counts when character enters the battlefield. That's very, very powerful. Wait, is that so that's when he switches in, or when he just enters the battle in general, but a switch or whatever. Is that the same ability this Piccolo got? Is that the same ability? Cancels the attribute downgrade. Yeah, it is the same one, right? Oh, no. Never mind. Nullifies element factors. Okay, I was going to say, there we go. Because attribute downgrades are things like status debuffs. So I was just trying to make sure. That makes more sense. Anyways, moving on. So when he switches in or he enters the field or whatever the case is, he's going to remove any sort of debuffs. Inflicted damage up, 20% to damage inflicted for each opponent defeated by the current character. See, this is what I was talking about with Gogeta. Because Gogeta doesn't say this. He just says for each defeated opponent. So feasibly, and again, some of this you have to play with the card for, so it's kind of hard to tell because they use really weird English here. But feasibly, if you have another character that took out one of the opponent's characters, Gogeta should be getting a 20% buff. And then up to 40% additional here, which I didn't even consider the first time through. This unit he's going to do a ton of damage. Oh my god. But yeah, for each character this character defeats 20% buff. So, interesting. Restores Vanishing Gauge by 50% on hit. I guess that's good. That's really good, but I guess seems very situational to me. Dimension Guard, counter will activate. Ooh, they both have counters. Counter will activate upon enemy tap shot or blast arts attack while in fighting pose. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I would much rather have Gogeta's counter because it's strike based, and strike is very common. Is it 15 at least still? Oh, it's 10. I was gonna say make it like 10. Yeah, there we go. That makes it more usable to me because they kind of figured that too. Like most people are kind of like, Gogeta's better to me. I just see too many things that Gogeta's doing, and I was trying very hard not to be biased towards Gogeta, but Janemba's really good, especially the fact that he's going to get access to this tag and just make it a lot better. But I just see too many things Gogeta's doing. So there's that. And also Janemba, you know, he's got very good stat distribution despite being a defense type nonetheless. It just seems he's more restricted. I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, that's going to be it for the first portion of this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Subscribe if you are new. I'm just going to talk to you guys in the chat for about 5 minutes or so before we get out of here. Tell me what you think. So let's go. Bleep bloop. Oh, with those tickets, you might have a chance. Hopefully, if there are anything like that. Legends already has broken characters, and it hasn't even been out for half a year. Yeah. Well, the thing I've always loved about Legends is every character is good. It's just more or less some are better than others, but they're all good. I mean, barring heroes for the most part. I've always said heroes can be good, but like out the gate they're not that good. But extremes are very good, things like that. So I want Janemba because I don't have Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Good luck with that, man. I don't have Super Vegeta, man. Oh, he's gonna be on this banner too. Yeah, it's after maintenance. I'm glad they're skipping certain characters. I mean, they're not really skipping much. They kind of cover pretty much everything. The only things that they did was skip certain iterations of characters, such as Gohan, Super Saiyan 2, Father Kamehameha. They're going to do that eventually. You know they will. But, like, they don't really skip much. They pretty much drop everything. And they skip most of Dragon Ball, so they have some Dragon Ball stuff, though. Now we are having counterattacks. Yes, we now have counters in the game. So Janemba and Gogeta both can counter hits, things of that nature. So that's a thing. Gogeta and Dokkan Year 1 flashbacks. For real. For real. Big time. I want to see that Shallot. So Shallot, there's nothing here for Shallot because the thing about Shallot is his changes are predicated on the skill that he learns. So I do see that I have some messages from Renzi. Let me go ahead and pull those up. Not on the screen here, but I'll pull them up on the separate. See if maybe he told me something about that. But other than that, yeah, there's not a whole lot. Deborah is coming. Yeah, Deborah should be coming. He wasn't in this list, but again, maybe something else popped up that while I was streaming that I didn't see. So hopefully, maybe I have a message or something. I don't know. Otherwise, yeah, no, I don't see anything. Oh, that's from Cayman actually. But yeah, there's supposed to be a Deborah and things like that coming. Do you think they'll buff Pycon? I do not. I don't really think Pycon's too bad. I mean, that's weird to say. He is bad, but he just kind of needs more sagas from the movie stuff, and really he's outdated at this point. They do need to buff him. Now that I look at him, he isn't doing anything. There's no reason to warrant using him. He has one unique ability that's almost unusable. Plus 10 cost to the opponent's arts cards is cute, I guess. Fire kick, whatever. 20% chance to inflict feint is dope. Double strike, yeah, Pycon needs to be updated. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. They need to buff Pycon, yeah. Just wait for Vegito, counters galore. I mean, feasibly, he can only counter one time because their counter mechanic is in the green card. So, I mean, Vegito is not going to be any better than these units are at countering. So, there's that. But, anyways, you think Saiyan Tag just got bumped over hybrids? I mean, hybrids are really, really good. But Saiyans also, the thing about Saiyans is they'll always get stuff like this. They just picked up Gogeta, and then eventually they'll pick up Vegito. Then they'll pick up Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and whatever else comes for Gogeta potentially in the movie or whatever, if he's even in it. But, you know, things like that. So Saiyans will always be able to bounce back. Hybrids have some stuff to get, like Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Super Saiyan Gotenks, Space Gotenks, things like that. Maybe even Great Saiyan Man. They have avenues to go down, of course, but, like, I mean, they'll never be able to come. And then Saiyans will eventually get UI, things like that. You know, Evolution Vegeta. So, I don't know. Favorite character in DBZ is Gohan and Krillin. They're both even for me. They should balance some characters. Yeah, they need to go back and take a look at some of the characters. The thing about balance is what they do. Here's what they do. When they go ahead and, well, at least last time. Last time they raised the level cap from 1,000 to what it currently is, 1,500, I believe. The last time they did that, they allowed for certain characters to pick up secondary abilities or things of that nature. So that was their way of balancing the characters. They had a whole like changelog of things that they did to some of these characters and new skills they picked up upon opening that new class. So yeah, I mean, Python will probably see some sort of buff. Definitely, I would say so, because he's bad. He doesn't have anything, and he's not usable really. And he also has that mono-colored Z ability and things of that nature. So, anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in for the stream to go over this stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe if you are new for more content. This stuff does go up after maintenance, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, have an awesome day, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch all of you in the next one.